Okay, Memory of Chaos, new version for 3.6 update. This one is called Category Mistake. We're on stage 12, and we're going to look at the buffs, we'll look at the bosses, and we will talk about teams, do a little demo. So to start, the buff, when an allied character has a summon, the damage dealt by this unit in the summon increases by 40%. At the start of each cycle, Memory Turbulence deals 1 instance of true damage to all enemies, plus 1 additional instance of damage for each ally summon, up to maximum of 2 instances. So this is pretty clear. It's telling you to play summons, which would include Danheng Permancer Tarai, which is the unit everybody just got. This is the Danheng PT shill Memory of Chaos. So, he's pretty good in this one, particularly in the second fight, which we'll get to. But let's look at the first boss first. It's our old buddy Flame Reaver. We've got Nikador in the wave 1 as well. Primarily, we were dealing with Ice, Lightning, Quantum, pretty much across the board for weaknesses. We fought these guys many times. There's really not too much strategy to the Nikador fight, but the Flame Reaver fight does require some AoE, or at least blast or something to take out his kind of ghost image guys. So something to keep in mind for that. And then as far as the second half, we've got our brand new enemy, this ugly guy, the Icar Memo Sprite. And between him and our old buddy here, the Dream Jolt Troop guys, this is all about shields in this second half. As you know, might remember with the big monkey guy, he throws Soul Glad at you, and you can reflect it with shields. And for the new boss, basically all the mechanics are around shields. So I'm not going to read all of these, but if you have a shield, rather than something bad happening to you, you reduce his toughness. And he does have a huge amount of toughness bars, as we'll see. So you're very heavily incentivized to play shields against him. There's also, he has a big attack in his second phase where you got to pick one character and decide who's going to take a big hit of damage. So again, shields are very helpful in that situation. But we'll look at that when we get to the demo. So for teams, obviously this is focusing on summons, so you're going to want to use summons or memo sprites. I'm gonna personally ignore that, but if you do have Casterus and Finon, and Finon doesn't have summons, but he's pretty good on the second half, especially if you're playing with him with Danheng. And the hurt is good always against the Flame Reaver. It's the usual suspects that you're going to want to play on this one. There's no the top 5 teams are still the top 5 teams, right? But for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to play my Jingliu team, and I'm going to play Anaxa. He is technically on the banner right now, and one of my kind of lower power teams, because I only have I do have E1 Jingliu. We can take a look at the builds real quick. So I do have E1 S1 Jingliu. I'm not even sure her light cone is the best option here anymore, but I backed out by accident. I'm actually playing on my new Evernight controller, just came in today, and I have to get used to it's got the Xbox AB instead of the PlayStation AB, so that's messing me up a little bit. Okay, Tribbie, I've got E1 Tribbie with Dance Dance Dance. We can take a look at her build real quick. You can pause if you need to look at any of these relics. And I've got E1 S1 Sunday. I joked this is one of my lower investment teams. But yep, you can take a look at his relics. Pretty standard stuff. I have E0 S1 Hyacine. S1 is very good with Jingliu and Blade in particular. And that's her build. Okay. And then for my Anaxa team, I actually have him E0S0. He is a very free-to-play friendly character because he's pretty good at E0S0. That is if you manage to get the Great Cosmic Enterprise Light Cone, which a lot of people did get that for free in the, I think that was the anniversary event. Okay, and then I have E1 S1 Ruan Mei. So E1 S1 and builds. And then I'm going to play Cerydra with Anaxa. So I also have her at E0S0. So this actually is a pretty low investment team other than my Ruan Mei Eidolon. But hey, you're going to be able to get E1 if you want in 3.7 now. So that's not even that high investment either. Okay, and then finally Don Hung. I do have his light cone, but he's E0. And he is super easy to build. Just get that attack and speed. Okay, so let's do the demo. We got our old friend, the Flame Reaver here. So Jingliu, of course, is a blast character, but she can should still be able to kill the Flame Reaver ghosts fast enough to where it doesn't matter that she's not full AoE. And then in this fight, you know, there's smaller amount of enemies anyway. Okay. Now if you haven't kept up with buffed Jingliu, as the team takes damage, it'll actually build her ultimate stacks. And that will include whenever Hyacine attacks with her S1, because her S1 is stupid and broken. So you'll see I certainly am never in danger of getting out of my ultimate mode. And I barely ever drop below 4 stacks. And that actually does affect her damage. So with S1 Hyacine, she's actually quite strong. Like you might make a case she's in the second tier of DPS characters with I don't know if I'm gonna quite put her in with like Anaxa and Mighty, but it's not far off. I mean, she's definitely not in the Caster's Finon tier, but and probably not the Herda either. Okay. I'm a little unhappy that we couldn't finish this off. I might have missed something because I'm talking. But we just lost the whole turn there, unfortunately. I have tested this, and my record is two turns. And the only thing you got to watch is to make sure you have a point for Sunday, because Jingliu is skill point neutral. So she's not going to give you she doesn't use skill points, but she's not going to give you one either. And Tribbie is skill point positive, but you do need to make sure that you don't miss her turn, her skill when she does need to use it. So Hyacine's kind of your flexible spot. And Sunday's useless if you don't skill, so you need to make sure that he can skill. He's kind of the priority. But you also don't want to sit on skill points with Hyacine because she does a lot of damage herself. So if I was paying more attention, I feel like I probably would have been able to finish that first wave at 0 cycle and saved myself a turn. So it was important to try to preserve your turn going into the second wave because it basically like resets the turn order. So you really are giving up a lot if you let a turn pass in the first wave. Okay. Now I've been talking over the fight, so we didn't actually see it, but I did have no trouble clearing his ghosts. And if for some reason you don't remember the Flame Reaver fight, if you don't clear his ghosts, he hits you with a big attack that like kills everybody. His ghosts feel like nothing compared to like the Lygus minions, though. Fought Lygus so many times. Okay, see, like right here, Tribbie needs the skill, so we'll have plenty of skill points. Aside from wanting to do as much damage as possible with Hyacine, it's also you want to keep her ultimate up, so you need the energy. Because her ultimate helps a lot for Jingliu's damage because it's the max HP buff. Okay. And Sunday's Light Cone helps a lot because it gives you an extra skill point. Okay, I'm actually gonna wait. That's the other strategy. If you have AoE attacks, you want to wait until the ghosts show up. So like right there, I held Tribbie's ultimate for a second. Okay. See, now I can't skill with Hyacine because I won't have a skill point for Sunday, so it's fine. It's fine though. We still got her ultimate up. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that was in 3 turns. I feel like I could have easily done that in 2, and I have actually in other tests, so. Okay, so get everybody powered up. Now, I specifically chose Ruan for this battle. One, because I've got Tribbie on and Sunday on Jingliu's team, but also because Ruan gives break efficiency, and a big part of this boss is trying to work your way through his many toughness bars. So having an extra 50% break efficiency and Anaxa's ability to shred toughness bars, I think will be pretty effective in this fight. Okay, so I don't have to skill here because I used my technique, which gets the bond mate on Anaxa right away. But this fight is all about shields, and I want to have as much shield as possible. So between the skill and Dan Heng using his ult, we should be, if not there, close to maximum shields. Okay. So, like I said, the big monkey guy, he also favors having shields because you can reflect his Soul Glad bottles that he throws at you. Okay. And you can see how quickly these guys are knocked out already. And Ruan will help you break faster, and then they're also going to stay broken longer. This is why I'm like, some people think Ruan is just a break support. And yes, this is break related, but it's still, anybody wants this, where you can break faster. Because you do more damage when they're broken. And they're also not hurting you. Okay, how are my skill points looking? Okay. So priority here, you want to make sure that Ruan can always skill. So like next turn, she needs the skill to keep her buff up. You can see she has the stacks at the bottom of her name. And then generally you don't ever want to skill with Dan Heng after that first time, unless your shields are getting low. So he's a nice SP positive. And that kind of makes Cerydra, you're sort of flexible. If you have the skill point, you can... And actually, I can use her ultimate because it's only 2 points. So she's kind of the flexible one. You got to watch if you have the skill points or not. Obviously, you want to try to have Anaxa skill as much as possible. And this is look how badly I am shredding his toughness bars already. Unfortunately, I'm out of skill points now, but look at that from one skill. Okay. So I have Ruan Mei's turn coming up here. So this is where I don't want to skill with Cerydra because, yeah, I'll get one from Dan Heng, but both Ruan Mei and Anaxa are going to be right after that. So we want to make sure that they can both skill. Okay. So in addition to the boss doing stuff to you while you have shields, that will reduce his toughness bar, but also killing the minions will also reduce his toughness bar. Pretty much everything you do is going to reduce. Everything that happens in this fight is reducing his toughness bar. That's why they give him so many of them. Okay, so now since Ruan Mei's buff is up, I can afford to use Cerydra's skill, because I'll get a skill point from Dan Heng back, and I will get a skill point from Ruan Mei. Okay, this is going to be some pretty decent damage here. Okay, I think I'm also going to Cerydra. Nice. And now I have his... So that's one... I saved his ultimate because I knew the phase was going to change, and you want to get him back up to 5+ weaknesses right away. Otherwise, Anaxa's next skill would have not doubled, and we definitely don't want that. How are we got plenty of turns left, so we should be fine. Okay. I would like to be able to skill with... I think we can... Yeah, we can skill with Cerydra. Yep. And this way we can get her double skill up before Anaxa's next turn. Okay. Okay, so this one you pick. This is one of the kind of the new big mechanic. You pick who's going to take the damage, and there are some consequences if your shield goes away and you take damage, but it's not really that big a deal. It is a pretty big chunk of damage, though. Okay, so I didn't skill with Cerydra there because I want Ruan Mei's skill to stay up, and also to save a skill point for Anaxa. All right, we're getting there. Okay, I do want to skill here to get double Alright, will this be enough? I think so. Oh, no, but I'd have his ult. Oh, wait, no, I forget there's so many. That Cerydra one is so, ability's so fun with him. Okay, so 7 cycles. I definitely could have shaved one off on the Jingliu fight, so I could have easily gotten that to 6. I think 4 cycles on the new boss with a low investment team there of pretty much all E0s, except for Ruan Mei, who has been free enough that you can get her E1, at least by next update. And Dan Heng is free, so that's pretty good. And, you know, Jingliu, if I can get her down to 2 turns, also pretty good for somebody who is not one of the top meta teams. So this Memory of Chaos, I think, I don't know if it's that hard, but it is. There's a lot of HP there. That toughness bar in the second boss is going to take a lot of your time to chip your way through. I've already had trouble 0 cycling it. I've got it down to 1 cycle with casters and Finon, but I'm going to play around with that some more. I'm sure I'll figure that out. But even that is more of a challenge than usual, because usually with my characters I can kind of blow through and 0 cycle pretty easy. So I will have a video for that later, but for now we're done. That will do that video. Let me know in the comments how you did with your Memory of Chaos, or if you're struggling and need some help, I'll try and help you out. And, you know, like, comment, subscribe, tell, you know, ring the notification bell, all those things. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.